Oh.
But yeah, so episode number.
Oh boy. Alright, let's see.
I'm going to call 12.
You're calling 12? I feel like you're right, but I'm going to say 13 because I want to argue it.
Alright, there we go. So welcome to episode 1213. And today on CastPod we are talking about dreams.
Yay.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. You
Don't-
thought I was going to throw in the memes.
Yeah, I
but
thought you were going to say
didn't.
that.
Yeah, so like Shia LaBeouf said, we're going to talk about dreams. The cars in front of us are synchronizing their locks right now.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so in past episodes, probably like the last episode, I can't remember which
Or
one.
was it 2 ago?
I honestly can't remember. But
Yeah.
recently, I mentioned a really weird
Oh, they're
dream.
kissing goodbye. Sorry, that was weird. That was really weird.
Yeah, it was. We're recording a show right now. I'm not sure if you're aware.
I know.
Can't comment on how we're technically stalking this couple right now because we're just hiding in a car watching them. But anyways, focusing, we talked about dreams one episode, well, more specifically one dream that I had. So today we're going to talk about more dreams that each other has had, because I've got a couple. I don't know about you, if you've got lots of crazy dreams going on.
Solid 3.
I mean, we can talk about different types of dreams too that we've had. So how would you like to start it off? Got a good one to get the ball rolling?
I'll set the bar really, really low.
I'm excited.
I mean, it's the one that I mentioned in the past. The playing laser tag with bears.
Did you mention that in the episode?
I did mention that.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But
It's Kevin playing laser tag with cartoon bears.
yeah, I like how they're cartoon.
Oh no. I didn't even think that was too crazy having real bears.
Right. That kind of reminds me of the one dream I had. It was really short, and like, I don't know where it came from. It literally lasted like 2 seconds, and it was just me running through like what seemed like Rome. Like, there were a bunch of like ruins, because there were a bunch of like giant pillars and stuff. What?
Were you roaming through Rome?
No, I was running, if you were paying attention. No, just bypass that awful joke.
Oh.
Yep. Feel bad for interrupting me. So I was running through like a bunch of pillars and stone arches and whatever. And I was super freaked out because I was being chased by a T-Rex.
Huh.
Through Rome. But what was weird was about that dream, other than the fact that I was being chased by a T-Rex through Rome, was the fact that I was watching it in a third person.
So it's kind of like basically a football game. Like, you're just watching the screen of it happen.
No, it was like I was just kind of like floating in front of the action. So it's like I was running at myself.
So like
watching it.
Like the Jeep scene in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Except the Jeep was you running.
Literally, yes. That.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, this is
Was
weird.
it the same T-Rex?
No. It was more cartoony. Not like, like a crappy version, but it was just like not as realistic looking as like Jurassic Park T-Rex or something. So yeah, it was really weird because like there are very few dreams that I feel like I have them in the third person, Like usually I feel like I'm actually experiencing it, but every once in a while there will be those times where it's like I know I'm dreaming. Like I see myself doing the thing,
Yeah.
It's not quite lucid dreaming because I don't control it.
But you're dreaming.
I'm like watching myself.
You're like dream aware.
Yeah, it's like I'm watching a show of myself happen, basically.
I've had a moment like that actually in like real life. We were actually talking about this the other night.
Yeah.
Where And that's how it went. No, but
So dumb.
yeah, that was a very dumb moment.
I mean, that was...
But I had a cough, so.
I didn't expect it, honestly, but good work.
But I was on vacation once playing football with my cousins,
Right.
and of course it was two-hand touch, and because we were playing on pavement.
Uh-huh.
And my cousin, who was older and bigger, hit me a lot harder than two-hand touch would dictate. That it would be more like tackle.
Yep.
So basically, instead of like feeling like I felt the hit, of course, but like instead of seeing like me go like fall to the ground,
Yep.
I kind of witnessed it from like a third person. Like I was like, like 15 feet away, like watching me get hit, and it's just like, huh,
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah, I've never had that happen where I feel like I got the consciousness knocked out of me, but like, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was the only time it's happened to me too.
Yeah.
I might have died.
You might have, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some really hard hits, but I always was like still there, basically. But back to some dream stuff. I'm trying to think of some, because like I have lots of crazy dreams, but I don't always remember them. Like, it's one of those things where you always wake up and you're like, oh, that was so weird.
But
And
the
then,
second you stop thinking about it, you completely
yeah,
forget
if you
it.
stop thinking about it, then the more, like, you just completely forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just remembered a bunch just now.
Dreams? Nice.
Because I remember when I used to tell people about my dreams, because I've always told people how I have insane dreams. I used to have like a list of dreams that I grouped together because they had celebrities in them.
Huh.
And I called them my celebrity appearance dreams. And I had a couple of them.
Good to see you actually doing that.
Yeah, I know. So, I think I have like 3. I don't know if I can remember all of them though. So the one I had, it was like a zombie apocalypse, right? And we were in some like weird rainforesty mountains, like some like Buddhist temple kind of stuff. It was like me and a group of like survivors or whatever, and like it was one of those dreams where it's like for some reason I knew it was a zombie apocalypse, but I didn't see any zombies. I just like knew that like there are zombies around, but you never actually saw any.
Huh.
So it's like I like set the mood for myself, but didn't like follow through with any action. And I just remember that like I was there with Robin Williams. And like yeah, but it was like he was basically like my like partner
Guide.
in crime kind of thing. It's just like we always just like hung out and talked, and we were like making plans of like
So you had like
how are we gonna get to the next town.
a buddy cop zombie apocalypse movie with you
Robin
and Robin
Williams.
Williams.
Yes.
Nice.
Right? Yeah, it was great. So yeah, it was one of the like nothing really happened in the dream. It was just like me and Robin Williams just like chatting, and then the whole time I'm like, somewhere around here, there are zombies.
Huh.
Yeah.
Just kind of I always as an afterthought.
Yeah. It was weird.
I honestly have no memory of having celebrities in dreams.
Really?
I can't think of a single time.
Well, because I remember hearing something a while ago that was like...
Is it the thing that like you only dream of people you know of?
No. Because I don't completely believe that. Because I've had some dreams with people in them, and I'm like, who the heck are you?
No, it's like, I think the thing was,
Or it's just like people
every
you've come
person-
in contact with,
yeah.
or like you've seen.
every person in your dream you have at least seen once.
Yeah. I guess I can believe that then.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's hard to make up a person in your head. Like
True.
if you're just like, make an image of a person.
It's,
And like, how do you know that's not someone
gonna
you've
say.
seen before?
it's hard to like think of a person that it's like the whole color thing, like
Yeah.
think of a person that you've never met before.
Yeah.
Or like at least seen before.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, that's really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I can believe that then. But the other, because I heard this thing a while ago that was like, your dreams are based off of like what you're thinking about before you go to bed.
Huh.
Yeah. That's another thing where it's like, I don't think it's completely true, but
I don't think
it's
so either.
definitely happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I've had a dream, and then I think, and I'm like, oh, I was just watching a show about that,
Yeah.
like the other night. Or like,
I've had a couple moments like that, but I've never actually like done that. Like,
well, it's like, I had a dream one time. Well, like, as I was going to bed, I heard like an owl outside my window.
mm-hmm.
And then, like, as I fell asleep, I had a dream, and I was like chasing this owl, like, around my backyard or something. But the other one, and this ties into both things, the celebrity appearance and dreaming about something that you were just thinking about, was when I was younger, I was watching Hannah Montana.
Okay, I want to know where this is going now.
Well, I used to like that show.
Um,
I will not, you know, hide the fact that I
I've
enjoyed.
watched like a couple episodes. Yeah, it's just
I watched a decent amount. I liked it. I did.
I'd prefer Wizards of Waverly Place.
That was also a good show.
Yeah.
But I liked watching Hannah Montana. You can fight me about it. But
Yeah.
it was like, I was just watching it before I was going to sleep. And then as I went to sleep, I had this dream. And it started out fairly normal, right? Where I was at like a pool, and I was like, it was like a really big pool, lots of slides and things. It almost seemed like a water park. And like, I was just in my bathing suit because I was about to go in, and I see my old camp counselor that I really liked. His name was Tony. He was great.
Huh.
And like, I was just like, hey man, how's it going? And we just start talking. And I was like, this is really weird to just like see you here. And then as we're talking, he just like stops and he's like, why are you naked? And I was like, what are you talking? And I looked down, and I am wearing absolutely nothing. My bathing suit is just gone. And I was like, I was totally wearing a bathing suit. And then
Alright, time out. Let's take a quick pause in this. You started off saying it's a mix of being like aware you're dreaming, and there's Hannah Montana in this somewhere. I know you haven't said anything about her yet, but I'm kind of curious. Like, I'm just trying to like think.
Right.
Like, you're naked at a pool with your old camp counselor.
Yep.
And Hannah Montana is somewhere involved.
You can take your sexual fantasies and put them right back in your pants.
I
'Cause it's
wasn't-
not going that route.
I wasn't thinking that. I'm trying to figure out a way that they work together. Like,
I mean, if you would wait and listen, you would find out.
I'm being a annotative reader, like the English teacher I've always had said.
No, fudge that. It's
Alright.
always stupid. Yep.
Fair enough.
Why would you just stop and be like, why? It's like, wait 2 seconds, read it, and find out. I always hated that. But anyways. So, I'm naked. Talking to my counselor, and he's like, because I was like, I literally just had my bathing suit. Like, you saw that, right? And he was like, yeah. Does it look like that? He points over to this guy, like this little kid, holding my bathing suit, like running away. And I was like, shoot. Like, that kid stole my bathing suit. So I had to go chase after him while obviously covering my junk because public nudity is frowned upon for some reason. And like, trying to run after, and these two people, I don't know why, they just started like harassing me. And they were like,
hey, you!
no, they like literally were like coming at me and were like, hey, why are you naked? Why are you naked? And like trying to make me like uncover myself. Just oh wait,
What?
hold on, wait. There's a message from a person.
Hold
We interrupt this program to inform you all that Kevin spelled Diana's name wrong in his phone.
I'll reply. Should I reply now or later?
Probably later.
All right.
Thank you.
Sorry for interrupting your story.
Yeah,
because I got a text message.
I'm used to it, so, you know. But anyways, start getting harassed by these two people who are, like, trying to make me uncover myself. And I'm like, you guys are weird. Like, go away. And they're, like, preventing me from reaching this kid who had my bathing suit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So then, like, as I'm thinking, like, oh, man, I'm never going to catch this kid, especially with these two people around, the cast of Hannah Montana appears.
Huh.
It's Hannah Montana, Emily Osment, and Mitchell Musso, all there. They just, like, walk up, and they're like, we'll help you get your bathing suit back. And I was like, cool. So then they get the two people out of there, and then they help me chase down this kid. And we're, like, running all around the water park trying to catch him. We finally get him, like, jump on him, hold him down, take the bathing suit back, and I slide it back on. And then, like, as soon as I get it back, I think it was, like, Mitchell Musso, his phone, for some reason, was in his hat, like, on his head. And it just, like, slides out from under his hat onto the ground. And then the kid just grabs it and, like, tries to get away. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you stealing everything, you, like, weird little kid? So we take his phone back, and then we just, like, just let the kid run free, because I don't know, like, what we're gonna do with him. And I was just like, thanks, cast of Hannah Montana. You really helped me out today. And they're like, anytime. And then they just walked away. And that was great. That was my dream.
Huh.
Yep.
Did not. God, why am I popular all of a sudden?
Nicole.
Yeah, I'll answer her later.
No, let's do it now.
All right.
You're just gonna interrupt the episode. I'm talking about dreams, and you're just messaging people. How dare you?
I am suddenly very popular. Not sure why. Huh. God fudging, dang it.
Wow. You're just the best, honestly. So, as Kevin is just messing with everything and being a distracted YouTuber, I will think of another dream. And this dream is a spooky dream.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of scary dreams, or at least I haven't in a while. Because, like, for some reason, at least for me, I don't know if it is for other people, but, like, bad dreams kind of, like, transformed for me as I got older. And it stopped being, like, scary, and it started just being, like, sad.
Aw, frowny face.
Yeah, right? So it's like, as a kid, if I had a bad dream, it was, like, terrifying monsters were, like, trying to eat me. But then, like, as I got older, if I had a bad dream, it was, like, I dreamt that, like, I shot my dog or something. Yeah, right? Like, it's just, like,
That's dark.
Yeah, I wake up to that, and I'm like, well, shoot. Oh, bad choice of words. You know? You totally missed my joke.
And I heard, oh, shoot. Bad choice of words. I heard both parts. I just didn't get the joke until you said it was just bad joke. And then it's just like, wait, I'm missing something.
Yeah, you totally missed out on my joke. And I'm upset by it because I was actually pretty proud of it. I was trying to bring it back from the sadness, and you were just like, oh, I'm busy texting while recording. Yeah. But now I'm going to drink, so there's going to be awkward silence unless you feel it.
Alright, so, as I've said before, I've had a dream.
And I'm back.
God dang it.
As you were saying.
But, you, what's it called?
As you were saying.
I've fallen out of my, like, the dreams where you're falling, and then you wake up and you're like, ah!
Yes, I've had those dreams.
And I've had a dream where I've actually fell off my bed and ended up on the floor.
Yep.
The dream it was about,
Yeah.
have you heard of the game Crash Tag Team Racing?
No.
Great game, by the way.
Yeah.
I was playing a lot of that at the time, I think.
Okay.
And I was kind of running around the free roam map, kind of between heading to the next race,
Yeah.
doing a little bit of the old parkour, and I always did this part. Like there was this one part where you had to like jump down, but across was still like a ladder thing.
Right.
So I just did the jump down, and then intentionally missed the ladder thing.
Okay.
But I totally I was in my dream just dreaming me just running and then jumping towards the ladder but not grabbing it and just falling, and I was and then I did the whole whoa.
Right.
What was that?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out I actually fell.
Nice. Yeah, I've fallen out of bed before, but I didn't do the whole dreaming I was falling, wake up and I actually fell. I have done it where I dreamt I had jumped off of a cliff that was basically it looked like it was in the Grand Canyon, it was all deserty and red rocks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just about to hit the ground when I jump and I wake up and I realize I'm literally on my side on the very edge of the bed, just about to fall. So I roll right back. So I thought that was kind of cool that
You woke up just in time to save yourself.
yeah, that my brain just let me know it's you're gonna fall, you should probably do something. So
Nope. Kevin's brain was let him fall.
I had a friend, and I don't remember who it was, honestly, but I remember someone telling me one time that they had those dreams. And, most people, they wake up, right before they hit the ground.
They woke up on the ground?
They wake up after they hit the ground.
That might have been me.
So they have the dream, right, that they're, falling off a cliff or something. They're about to hit the ground, and then they smack against the ground. Then they wake up.
Huh.
It's not like they physically hit the ground in real life, but in their dream.
Oh, they hit. I thought you were talking about in real life.
No.
That's where
No.
I thought it was me.
No.
Alright, continue.
Yeah, so in the dream, they fall off the cliff,
Mm-hmm.
and they hit the ground, then they wake up. Yeah. So, can you imagine just dreaming that you just, crashed against the ground after jumping off a really tall thing?
Yes.
In the dream.
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
God. Why? Just why? Why do you have to antagonize me?
That's how I roll.
Well, think of another dream. Because
Alright.
it's hard of your crap.
Have you ever had dreams where you weren't 100% sure if it was real or not?
Yes. Most.
I've had a moment where I had a dream that I was super convinced that it was real.
Right.
So it was one night. For some reason, my family planned this spontaneous trip to Australia.
Sweet.
And I was a lot younger at the time, so it was kind of they didn't tell me we're going to Australia. This is awesome.
Right.
So I was just all right. And then I felt they're oh yeah, you got to go to bed early because we're going to be leaving in the super early in the morning. I'm I got it. I'll go to bed right now.
Okay.
And this is Kevin in his dream going to bed.
I've done that. I've done it where I was asleep and I was dreaming that I was asleep.
But then I was then I woke up.
Yep.
What would be classified in both dreams. But I physically woke up, completely unsure if it was a dream or not.
Right.
But I was nah, not a dream, it was real. I'm going to Australia. So I started packing. So I started packing a bag, and my sister comes into the room and she's what are you doing? And I'm I'm packing for Australia. Didn't mom and dad tell you? And then she's just like, no, we're not going to Australia. And I'm like, you're so silly. Because I was like, I feel like at most 8 at the time.
Yeah. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. And my sister's like, all right, I'll go ask mom if I should start packing. And I'm like, probably going to the airport and you're slacking and I really want to go to Australia. Why you gotta mess things up?
Oh, man.
And basically, my mom walked into my room a couple minutes later and she's like, Kevin, we're not going to Australia. You're just thinking this. And I'm like, but you said, and she's like, did you just wake up recently? I'm like, yes. And she just like looks at me. She's like, it was a dream.
Oh.
I'm sure my mom wasn't that harsh, but
No,
I like making my mom a lot harsher than she actually is.
But just the idea that, like, you had the dream, you were going to Australia, and then you wake up and you're like, time to go. Nope.
No.
That sucks.
It didn't work out for me.
I usually think that most of my dreams are, like, actually happening. Because most of the time I'm like, well, it's funny because, like, I'll have a dream and, like, it seems realistic at the time. And then, like, I think about it after I wake up and I'm like, how did I believe that? Like, how was I just rolling with that? Because, like, sometimes in a dream, it'll be like, it'll seem super realistic. But then, like, I think about it in the dream and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And then that's when I become, like, self-aware. And then I wake up. I literally just, like, this can't actually happen. Oh God, I'm dreaming, and then I wake up.
Just like imagining you going, oh God, I'm dreaming.
That's happened a couple of times.
Okay.
But there was this one time that literally I dreamt I just had an average day. So, like, I dreamt that I woke up, got out of bed, like, ate breakfast, went to school, saw some people, came home, and was, like, about to go to bed. And then I woke up, and I was like,
Are you sure you didn't have a real day and you just kind of passed out?
no, I'm positive. Like, because it was that same day. Like I was about to go to bed, and I woke up.
That's freaky.
Right? Because I was like, fudge. Like, I literally, the first thing I said when I woke up, I was like, I just did today. God dang it.
Just having a really bad day because you already lived it once.
Yeah, I was like, I already did this. God, come on. It was super annoying. But, yeah. So, have you, thinking about dreams, ever had, like, the stereotypical dreams other than, like, the falling off the thing? Like, did you dream that you went into school and, like, oh, there's a test you didn't know about? Or, like,
I've lived that.
you were in your underwear. No, I know, but, like, in a dream. Because, like, those, I feel like those are the stereotypical ones where it's like...
Like, you go to school in your underwear, or there's a test you didn't know about. I don't think I've ever had those dreams.
I've had that exact dream.
You've had to get a test done?
Yeah, so I went... It was middle school. It was, like... It was all people I knew. Like, the same teacher, same school, same room. It was, like... I'm trying to think... I want to say it was, like, 6th grade. My, like, science class. I walk in to class, and I see everybody with, like, their papers out. They're all looking over stuff, talking about it. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what is everybody talking about? And they're like, we're studying for the test today. And I was like, shoot, there's a test today? God dang it. Like, I'm totally not prepared. And then they're like, and then I realize I'm not wearing any pants. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in my underwear. It was literally like the most stereotypical dream of, I forgot there was a test.
Did you fall too?
And I was in my underwear. No. But I was just like, oh God, this is the worst. And then everyone was pretty cool with me being in my underwear, though. Like, nobody said anything. It was just me. I was like, oh, I'm in my underwear. Oh, no. And there's a test. Ah. And then I woke up, and I was like, Did I really, like, just have that dream?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
like
it's just
unsarcastically?
too stereotypical.
Yeah, I was like, wow, good job. Like, I feel like my brain ran out of ideas.
Hmm.
And was like, what did you dream about tonight? Fudge, I don't know. Do the underwear school thing. There we go.
All right, now I thought about this.
Okay.
Like when you're like, you've had the whole day, like you spend an entire day, and then you completely think you're dream, like you realize it's a dream.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever accidentally fallen asleep without like you're like, oh man, I'm kind of tired, but I'm gonna stay up anyway.
Yeah.
And then it feels like you blink,
Yeah.
but it's been a couple hours later.
Yeah.
So that used to happen to me a lot actually
Right.
in high school for some reason.
Uh-huh.
I would be watching NCIS because it was on a lot,
Yep.
and we had to get up pretty early for high school.
Yeah.
So I would be like laying there basically falling asleep, but I'd be like, I'm good, I'm fine, I got my snacks.
Uh-huh.
And next thing I know, my mom's like, Kevin, dinner's ready. I'm like, but you just got home. It was like, you just got home. You usually don't start for a while. And she's just like, yeah, you fell asleep.
Hmm.
I had a moment where I fell asleep
Yeah.
and I didn't realize it watching NCIS, and it was a marathon. I woke up super confused because I felt like I blinked.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, commercial, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like a completely different episode.
Yep.
And I'm just like, wait. What?
Yep.
Like, I'm starting to accuse the network. I'm like, what did the network screw up on the first episode that they started playing another? And I'm trying to figure out what happened in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I go downstairs to get a drink, and my mom was watching the same marathon downstairs. And I'm like, hey mom, and she's like, yeah, I didn't think I saw that last episode before. And I'm like, really? I'm pretty sure you saw it. We were like just talking about it. And she's just like, no, the one where this happened and this happened. And I'm like, wait a second, that episode didn't play. But the network's broken because the episode they were playing one episode, and then they just started playing another one halfway through, and she's just like, or you fell asleep. And I'm just like, dang it! Because it was one of my favorite episodes. And I was butthurt.
Yeah, your mom really knows you.
Yeah.
You know, like your work. She always seems to just be like, Kevin.
Yeah, that's really her, though.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I do that a lot. It usually doesn't last like a really long time, like hours. But like if I'm really tired and like I'm trying to stay awake and be like, oh, I'm fine, and then like I'll literally blink, and it'll be like a couple minutes later. I open my eyes and I'm like, what? Because I do the same thing if I'm like watching a video. I'll like blink. It's been a few minutes. Open my eyes again, and I'm like, what? Like how did I get here? What happened? And then I have to like rewind it, try again, blink again for a few minutes, wake back up, and I'm like, you know what? Fudge it. Like I get to a point where it's like, if I just can't consistently watch it, I'm just like, whatever, put the phone down, just go to sleep, because I'm like, I can't do it.
I think my record is 5 times I had to rewatch the same video trying to stay awake through it.
Yeah, I do that all the time now.
But the problem I have, and I noticed a lot last year, is if you're like taking a nap in the room, I end up taking a nap.
Yep.
And it's just like, I was like, oh, Calum's taking a nap, whatever. And I'll be like watching it. And then I'd be like, huh? What? Right. Videos.
Yep.
And then I'd be like, fuck it. I'm gonna take a nap.
Yep. It's just contagious. Sleep
know.
is just so much fun. It's so enjoyable. Until you have a spooky dream. Yep. It's that time.
You gonna tell a spooky dream?
Spooky dream time.
Oh, God.
So, I had this dream where I was living in a basically a trailer, right? It was
Nice
like,
trailer?
yeah, it was pretty nice.
Alright.
It was basically me and like 3 other people that I don't know. Like, I know for a fact it wasn't like friends because I would have recognized
Yeah, you would have known.
But it was literally just like 3 people around my age. I was pretty young at the time. Might have been like 9 or 10. And we're all living on our own. And the one thing was, it was me and the 3 of them, and then we had a butler in a trailer. In a trailer. And he was really, really tall. Like, he was basically like Slender Man type tall. It was like he wore a full suit, he had a big top hat, and he was honestly like 8 feet tall.
Was he a good butler?
Oh, he was great. He was super thin, and like he literally looked like a stick figure. But like one night, we're looking out the window of our trailer to this little mound, like with like a hole coming out of it. It looks like a groundhog
I was
hole.
gonna say like a groundhog?
Yeah, it was like a groundhog hole. And we're all just super freaked out for some reason looking at this hole.
Because of groundhog.
Well,
There's an infestation.
Well, we thought it was something else. We were like, for some reason, we were just really scared of it. And the butler comes over and is like, "What are you doing, kids?" And we're like, "There's something not right about that, like, hole over there. Like, it's really creeping us out."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, I'll get to the bottom of this." So he opens up the door. He walks out.
I thought you were gonna say he opens up the hole.
No, he does not open up the hole. So he opens up the door. He walks out. Did I just say opens up the hole?
I know.
I can't tell now because you've got me messed up.
I heard door though.
Alright, he opens the door, walks out, goes over to the hole.
And he opens it up.
And he does not. He looks at it, and then suddenly we see, like, he starts, like, freaking out. And he starts, like, kicking the hole. Like, he starts, like, trying to, like, stomp on it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he looks scared. It's not like he's, like, angry, like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit this hole." He's like,
"Oh my
heck?"
god, oh my god, oh my god.
So, and he's, like, trying to hit this thing. And then we see there's, like, this hand, like, big scary hand, like, wrapped around his leg now. And then, like, obviously we freak out because it's like, something's got the butler dude. We shut the door, and, like...
Wow, leave the butler to die.
Well, we didn't know what to do. We were a bunch of kids. So
Fair
it was
enough.
like, shut the door, and we can still see through the window. Because, like, well, there's a moment between shutting the door and us looking through the window again, right? So it's like, something happened in between there, because we shut it, and then we go over to look through the window again, and we don't see anything. Like, the butler's just gone. And then that hole is still there.
Is the mountain still there?
Yeah, but then we see there's a figure at the door. And initial reaction, oh, the butler's back. So...
You'd be dead in a horror movie.
Well, if you wait and find out, you may be right. So we open up the door, because it's like the same height as the butler, right? Same, like, build. Open it up, and it's just like this massive werewolf-looking thing. Like I said, like, same height as the butler, and just, like, big, scary, wolf-like thing standing on 2 legs. And he goes, "Are you looking for this?" And it's just the head of the butler.
Oh,
like,
God.
Just decapitated and bloody and scratches all over it. And we just freak the fudge out. Everybody just runs off in separate directions, and, like, to try and hide from this monster that is now in the house. And basically, I didn't see it happen, but he kills everyone.
Oh, God.
He kills all 3 of the other people there, and then it's just me. And, like, I'm trying to run out the door, and he, like, because he's so, like, tall and whatever, he reaches out and slams it from, like, behind me. And then, like, I'm cornered, so it's just, like, door, or it's like he got in front of me in the door, I think. So it was like, It was me, then this monster, then the door on the other side. And I was like, I have to get out, you know? So I just like, I was frozen because I'm like, what on earth am I going to do? There's this big old werewolf thing and it's killed everybody here. Like, what am I going to do to it? And then, like, as it's like coming closer, about to just like tear me up, I wake up. The thing was, the next night I had the same dream. But this time, it didn't stop there. So
everything up until that point was exactly the same.
yeah, it was exactly the same. I had that exact same dream, but then it didn't stop when he started approaching. And then, in my head, in the dream, I was like, this has happened before. Like, I remember this. Wait, how can I remember this? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, this is a dream. Oh. Well, if it's a dream, then I'm totally in control. So then, I just beat the crap out of this werewolf thing. Because I was like, it became a lucid dream. I was completely aware. And I was like, I'm just gonna beat this thing up. So then I'm just like, doing fudging Jackie Chan moves, like, karate kicking this thing, and just absolutely annihilating it. And then that's when I woke up, was when I beat it up until like he couldn't fight anymore. And I was like, that was awesome. So it was a spooky dream at first, but then it turned out alright when I was like, it's just a dream. I'm in control.
Huh.
Yep. And that was that.
Very spooky turned not spooky.
I know.
Honestly, you know what that made me think of?
What?
Remember Rugrats in Paris?
Yes.
Remember the part where, like...
Everybody dies?
No. No.
Because I'm waiting to see a connection.
The Chucky Chan montage.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, it was pretty
Because
similar.
it starts off with, like, him facing, like, a spooky doorknob, basically.
Yep.
And then he's just like, kung fu powers.
Yep. It was pretty much that. I was like, I can do whatever I want, so I'm just gonna beat this guy up. And I did. And it was great.
I don't think I've ever had a lucid dream.
That was like the only time. The other times when I'm like, this is a dream, I just wake up. I've kind of gotten it. Like, there are a couple times. You know, the best time that you can lucid dream is when, like, you're dreaming. Like, you're in a dream, and you wake up, like, halfway through that dream.
And then you go immediately back to sleep.
If you immediately go back to sleep and start thinking about that dream, because if you don't think about the dream, you're not going to go right back into it.
Sure.
But if you keep thinking about, like, where you left off, what happened up to that point, think about where you were in the dream, you make it happen again, and just be like, you start thinking, well, what would happen next? And, like, kind of force it along. Like, you kind of control it, but then you just, like, let it go after that.
I've somewhat tried that, like, and I've tried to continue the dream before, and it just never worked.
It doesn't always work for me, but sometimes I do get it where it's just like, I think about it, and I think, where would this go? And I, like, push it along, kind of make things happen, and then after that, when I start to actually fall asleep again, it just goes, and it continues.
Actually, I kind of do something like that, like, I'll be thinking of, like, I'll start thinking of just something random, like, whatever, like, before I go to bed, it's just, like, where would Kevin be in, like, 5 years?
Right.
And just try and think of enough stuff that I just kind of eventually fall asleep pretty much just thinking about it.
Right.
I never dream about it, or at least remember dreaming about it.
Okay.
And it's just, like, I kind of just, like, alright, where'd I leave off? Alright, it's time to start over. In 5 years from now, I'd be about, and then I fall asleep again.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's like, you know that period of time when we're like when neither of us are on our laptops or phones or anything, right. And we're just kind of like laying there, but we're still both awake?
Yep.
It's like, that's what I'm usually just kind of thinking, just like, what would happen if this happened? And
I do that too.
I just go off on my own little tangents.
Yeah, I like create a little thing. I used to when I was younger, because like I would have trouble falling asleep every once in a while.
You're fine. Person parking next to us.
And oh yeah, I used to have trouble like falling asleep. So like I wouldn't know what to think of to fall asleep, because like I had super active imagination and just like would just think about things all the time. So like unless I was like legit tired, I like couldn't just make myself fall asleep.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me over the last summer.
Yeah, so I would ask my mom, and I'd be like, right before I go to bed, like, Mom, what should I think about? And she would like give me a scenario to be like, think of it like you're doing this, and just like see where that takes you. So I just like close my eyes, think about the thing, and then like eventually I would fall asleep, and it worked. It really did. And I haven't thought about that in a while, but like yeah, when I was younger, I would literally just ask my mom before I go to bed, be like, what do I think about, or like what should I dream about, and she would tell me a thing. A lot of times it was dream about being on like a beach, and just like sitting in a hammock, like right on the shore, and just completely by myself. Maybe some cool animals around or something. But yeah, that was like my go-to if I was ever like thinking about too much stuff. It would be I'm on a beach. Or like, you know how you feel like when you're in the ocean and you can just feel the waves kind of pushing you? I think about that feeling and that motion, and that makes me fall asleep really fast. Like if I'm imagining I'm sitting on like on a surfboard, and I just like feel the motion of the waves just kind of like pushing me, that really works.
I usually think about either the future or try and remember like I'll try and remember episodes of TV shows.
Right.
And just think stuff like that. Like I remember one time I was having a real hard time. Actually, it wasn't falling asleep. It was actually staying awake in church. So in my head, I'm trying to completely word for word remember the Lion King. I was successful. But it was just kind of like everyone's all around me doing church things, and I'm just there. Well, in my head.
Right.
But like I always dream about like the future or something like that, kind of like there's no clear answer. But my number one problem, I always get the timeline messed up. I'll be like, all right, say it's like I'm dreaming of the year 2020.
Okay.
And it's just like, all right, Halloween, we doing this. Oh, but around Christmas time. But I forgot Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving this, Thanksgiving that. But I gotta go back to Christmas. And then it's just like kind of gets tangled, and I'm like, God dang it.
I've never run into that problem.
I run into that problem a lot.
I don't usually think about the future. I think about like the present and like possible situations that could happen that I'm like, that'd be cool. I mean, sometimes I'll think about like something in the future, but like I don't think about it like that in depth.
No, I just do it just because I'm like, I'm bored. But like, it doesn't matter if it's like about like 10 years in the future or about the end of the week. I somehow always mess up the timeline. Am I the Flash?
Yeah, probably, honestly. You know what I also thought about when it comes to dreams?
What?
Like, how we were talking about realistic dreams and stuff.
Mine aren't very realistic?
No, because, I mean, most of mine aren't, but I still believe them. Is, like, what if, right, like, imagine just now we're having this conversation.
Right.
And, like, we're just recording, sitting in your car in a parking lot where plenty of people can see us and judge us.
Right.
And, like, just halfway through this conversation, you just woke up in your bed. And then you're just like, what? Because then you'd have to think about, like, how much of this was a dream. Because, like, what if you woke up and it was, like, 8th grade?
Oh my god.
And you just be like,
I've actually thought about this
are you
before.
kidding me?
Like, if you're just, like, you fall asleep, and, like, you just kind of have this super elaborate dream, and you wake up and you don't realize how long it's been.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I've thought about that. And I was like, if it stays accurate, my dream to actual life,
Yeah.
I've thought about it. Like, there's things I would probably change.
Right.
Like, nothing major, just be like hang out with this kid more or something. Like, just minor stuff.
Yeah.
But that would mess with me so much.
My initial reaction would be really frustrated because it would be like the one time where I had the dream of that day and then I woke up and then I did that day again. It would literally, like, if it was like I went through all the way up to this point to junior year of college and then I woke up and I'm like in 8th grade again.
Oh my
I
God.
would be like, are you fudging kidding me?
Honestly, I thought of this. It's just, like, I've thought of this before, but, like, think about the people you know now from here.
Well, first of all, I would say I would just quit.
You would quit.
Like, if I woke up just now and it was 8th grade and it's like time to go to school, I'd be like, fudge that, I already did that. Plus, like, all the other years. I'm not doing that again.
I'm a college student.
I would literally either be like, take me to Del Val right now. Like, I need to go through, like, I just need to start where I ended.
Mm.
Or I would just be like, nope. Like, I've done all this and I'm not doing it again. Because, fudge, this is boring.
I'd be pissed, but I'd also be like, think about the friends we made here.
Right.
That's a lot of different people from, like, different places. So it's just like, if, like, say our friend Tom, he lives in a different state. If we just go, like, to his house, would it still be, like, accurate? Like, would he actually live there, or would it be just, like, kind of like an alternate dimension thing? Like,
I don't know. Because, like, you could do either, really. You could think, like, did you dream, like, actual events that will happen?
Yeah.
Or was it literally just all made up? You wouldn't know, because it's 8th grade. You'd be like, well, fudge, what do I do?
One of the first things I would do is start looking people up on, like, Facebook.
Yeah. I would probably just, like, fall back in bed and be like, God dang it.
Take me back.
That would be crazy.
That's
like some Inception stuff. Right
that would explain why a lot of the math I know doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Not
but
because I'm a bad student. I mean,
it's just all because I thought about that one time where I had that one really realistic dream that I'm like, what if I just woke up one day and, like, I dreamt about a whole year.
That'd be weird.
It'd be crazy. Because, like, dreams go by really fast.
Like,
Like, you can have a dream and it sounds like it lasts, like, really, really long.
But it's only been a couple minutes.
It's literally been, like, a minute. And your mind just, like, fast forwards through that crap.
I could make such a geeky reference right now, but I'm not going to.
To what?
About, like, how time super flies by, but in actuality, nothing happened.
Go on.
So, like in Naruto,
Oh, God.
there's a genjutsu that the Uchihas know because their eyes. And it basically puts whoever they're attacking in their own little world that whoever casted it controls.
Okay.
So, like, something could be, they was like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen for the next 72 hours. But in actuality, it's gonna be like 3 seconds. Okay, bye.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, good nerdy reference.
Yeah.
I think everybody is super, super into Naruto that's listening to this and would love to hear more. But I think they're going to have to wait until next time.
Aw.
Yeah.
We'll have an anime cast.
Yeah, and that's when we delete our channel.
You're
But,
not wrong.
So, yeah. I don't really have... I can't... I mean, I could probably think of more dreams, but none as interesting as the ones that I've already shared.
Yeah.
Do you have any other dreams you want to...
Let's see. I said the Australia one. I said the following one. I said the Bears laser tag one. Yeah, that's about it.
I'll take that as a no. So, yeah, I think we've wasted enough of your time, and until the next episode, sweet dreams, and
I like that one.
watch out for laser bears and Roman T-Rexes and werewolf men
Yeah.
who eat butlers.
What was before we go? What was the butler's name?
No idea. I don't know any of their names. But I remember him clearly. He was very, very tall and skinny.
All right, fair enough.
Yep. And a nice, nice hat.
Oh, let's give me one time.
Yeah, I wanted you to finish it on nice hat. You still didn't stop
God
it.
damn it.
You suck.
All right, try it again.
A nice hat.